no, it's no joke. And they say wherever Finkelstein goes, there's mayhem, and then university presidents intervene to prevent me from speaking. So we should try to be calm and quiet and make clear we are not the problem. So it can't be, excuse me?
I said, isn't it 5 people already?
Yeah.
And then the second question was, what can Israel do? And there I think the answer is fairly straightforward, again, not very complicated. There's been a consensus in the international community for the past 30 years on what Israel should do, and incidentally also what the Palestinians should do. So every year, the United Nations General Assembly votes on a resolution. It's called Peaceful Settlement of the Palestine Question. And every year they set forth the same terms. What should the Israelis do? What should the Palestinians do? The terms are a 2-state settlement in the June '67 border and a just resolution of the Palestinian refugee question. Every year the vote is the same. This year the vote was 165-7. The whole world on one side, United States, Israel, Australia, Nauru, Palau, the Micronesia, and the Marshall Islands on the other side. Every year that's the same vote. Incidentally, the Islamic Republic of Iran, it votes with the other 165 nations. Okay, what about the Arabs? Can't trust them. Well, the Arabs, they have a group. It's called the Arab League. And in April 2002, the Arab League put forth a proposal for ending the conflict. It was called the Arab Peace, and it came to be called the Arab Peace Initiative. It's renewed every year until this year. What are the terms? A 2-state settlement in the June '67 border, a just resolution of the refugee question. And the Arab League says, we'll go beyond what the UN says. If Israel will agree to these terms, it says we'll normalize relations. Trade, tourism, we'll normalize relations. What was the vote in the Arab League? The vote was 22-0. Then you say, well, what about the Muslims? They're crazy. What about them? Well, the crazy Muslims, they have their own organization. It's called the OIC, the Organization of the Islamic Conference. 57 countries. Every Muslim country on earth, including Iran. What did they do? After the Arab Peace Initiative was put forth in 2002, they met and they passed a resolution to support the Arab Peace Initiative. And they said we should undertake energetic measures to publicize it. International Court of Justice, July 2004, it said the terms for resolving the conflict has to be a full Israeli withdrawal because under international law, the whole of the West Bank, the whole of Gaza and East Jerusalem, they're occupied Palestinian territories because it's inadmissible under international law to acquire territory by war. Israel acquired the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem by war, and therefore it has no title. The refugee question, the 2 leading international human rights organizations are Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. Human Rights Watch in 2000, Amnesty International in 2001, each of them issued position papers on the question of the Palestinian refugees. And both of them said that there has to be Palestinian refugees and those of succeeding generations who maintain genuine links with the land. They both said they have the right of return and compensation. And so there's no mystery about what Israel needs to do. And there's no mystery about who's blocking the process. Just Google peaceful settlement of the Palestine question, and it'll list all the countries in the world. And then it'll have 4 columns. Yes, no, abstain, and absent. And you can go down the list. You'll get 7 no's every year. United States, Israel, Australia, Nauru, Palau, Micronesia, and the Marshall Islands. These are not mysterious questions. And I think if we patiently go through the record, we can answer them. Okay, thank you.
First off, I appreciate you coming here, and I really understand and like your solution of being reasonable and open-minded and principled. Now, as we've seen in the past, and as you have mentioned that we should look at results, that really hasn't happened. So who should hold the U.S. and Israel accountable when they disregard the UN's warnings and the rest of the nations which you just listed, the 160-something nations that are against action, like warfare or whatever, who should hold them accountable?
Well, the answer, I think, is pretty straightforward. There are two kinds of actors that can hold states accountable. There are other states which can hold states accountable. And it does seem that U.S. power in the region is declining, and it's quite possible that in the foreseeable future, other states which have basically remained on the sidelines, including the European states, even though they have voted on the right side, they haven't acted on their vote because they deferred to the U.S., the Middle East being American turf. So there's a possibility of states acting, and then the other possibility is people